Lucinda Russell, we're here at Aintree Racecourse, of course, the scene of Corach Rambler's win in the Grand National 2023. Now, before he tries to retain his crown, should we relive that day one more time?
Yeah, let's.
Let's go. So Lucinda, how does it feel being back at Aintree again?
It's just, you know, I always find this place just gets to your heart because it's got so much history about it and all the Grand Nationals that have run before, and it's just it's the most fabulous place.
So we relive the day properly then on our first port of call in the parade ring.
Excellent.
So Corach is saddled up at this point, he's making his way in. How are you feeling?
I always say that as a trainer, you feel the most inadequate because everything that you can do has been done. But it was really weird because we had this delay to the race, and our horses are always last into the paddock for the National just because it's a huge atmosphere here. I mean, you can see, you can almost feel it, even though it's empty at the moment, you know, with the people and the crowd around the edge, and you don't want the horse to get more and more worked up. So he's always last into the ring. And I'd sort of heard that there was going to be a delay, and I remember I ran over to the TV people and I said, what's going on? And they said, oh, the protesters. How long is it going to be? We don't know. So I phoned Jamie and I said, don't bother bringing him in, just wait. So I think by then he'd actually just come in. So he did one circuit and then he went back. And they actually went back up to the stables and loosened the girths and stuff. And it wasn't until they gave us the all clear that he could come back in and that the course was clear.
And how was Corach coping with everything?
Oh, he was fine. He has Jamie with him, he's got his people with him. So he just wandered around here, a leg derrick up just over there, and then he went out. And it's quite funny, they go out through underneath the tunnel, and some horses don't like that. Corach quite enjoyed it. He likes his crowd, he likes his people.
Do you want to show me where you watched it?
Yeah, come on, it's over here.
Let's go. So Lucinda, I didn't expect us to be watching the race from a hospitality box. Why are we here?
Well, I was going to go and stand on the stand down there, but it was so busy, so we had to sort of find our way through all the security. And I don't want to tell Aintree Racecourse this, but I just pleaded with them, please let me through, I'm a trainer. And they were very kind and they let us through, and we came up to this hospitality box. And actually we wanted to come out on the balcony here and watch it sort of live, but the place was so packed that we had to watch it inside on the TV. So Ski was on one TV and I was on the other TV, and there was no one else there. It was just peaceful.
And why did you want that? Is that for a better view of the race then in itself?
Yeah, I suppose it's quite hard, isn't it? When you've got sort of 40 or 32 horses, whatever it is, all competing, and all you want to do is be able to see your horse and see where it is. And there's just that confusion about which one your horse is and where it is and where is he going to line up. And I know that we've spoken beforehand, you know, he's going to be middle outer and he's going to be just behind the front, or he's going to be in front. But actually on the day, it doesn't really work that way. And so you're just trying to see where he is, make sure that he's okay, make sure he's in the right position, make sure there's nothing bad happening to him. And in a way, you probably see more on TV than you do live anyway.
So is it a superstition thing now? Because of course, one for Arthur, he won the race for you. Where did you watch him?
It was exactly the same. We went running up to hospitality box, couldn't actually get out on the balcony and had to watch it on the TV. But you know, maybe it is a superstition thing. I'll have to do the same thing this year. I
was going to say, is that going to be the aim then this year?
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny as well because you're there with your own emotions. You know, I would say that everything that we've done is done now, and it's up to Derek and Corach to win the race. And it's actually quite nice to be on your own. So just having myself and Skoo, or actually in the case of one for Arthur, it was the two Golf Widows and myself. So it was lovely. It's probably the best way to do it.
Will take them down towards Beaches Brook and round the canal turn.
So I'm going to press play on the race now. Now, horses, of course, milling around at the start here, jockeying for position. But how are you feeling at this point?
So it's really weird, Kate, because when you're down in the paddock, it's all professional and everything's about the horse, it's about the owners, it's about the race. And as soon as I got to this point, we're just standing on our own in the box. And suddenly it was me and it was my emotions. And I just started crying. It was pathetic. It was just such a release of all the emotions and the tension and the anxiety and the pride. It just all comes out. And when they actually said, and they're off, I just started sobbing.
And again, that was just the pressure release, though, for all you, the pressure cooker then itself, finally going there. And is there a point that it's completely out of your hands now?
Yeah, definitely. And it's absolutely up to Derek and to Corach. And also, it's funny, so we're even watching here, it's really hard to see where he is, and you're just desperately trying to watch where he is, watch that he can jump the fence well. And he jumps this a little bit big. So we'd schooled him at home over what we thought were Grand National fences, and he jumped the first one a bit big, and then he got into it, because they have to just go to the bottom and just pop, but he still jumps a bit big, jumps a bit big at the second, same at the third, same at the fourth, but then suddenly he gets it, and you can see him work out that, hey, this is easy, I just pop to the bottom, just pop to the bottom. And I remember when he jumped this is the fifth fence, and suddenly he's just perfect at it, and he's just brushing through the top. And I suppose now, all I wanted him to do was to be safe. So we're coming into the canal turn. But Derek had him perfectly, and he had just that little bit of space in front of him. There's always a little bubble of space. Here he is now, he's just right into the rhythm. And although I was still sobbing, and although I had to be told it's okay, he's jumped that well. But actually, when I look back at it, he did jump it well. He suddenly had learnt how to do it, and he was enjoying it.
It is Mr. Coffey who leads the national field from Cocoa Beach, and Our Power close up behind. Then Minella Trump and Wamage and Corach Rambler.
And you say about the safety factor, is that what you mean by it? Is it other horses around him rather than you trusting him himself? Is it the interference and the luck that you need around you?
Yeah, it's definitely luck. And here we are, so we're coming up to the chair, and this is one of the biggest fences. It's an
Do you
awesome
hold your breath
fence.
at this point?
Yeah, I definitely did.
Now, I know that you watched the race from inside the box, but should we get down onto the track and relive it from down there?
Yeah, let's do that.
As they come to the Foyne Open fence for the second time, Mr. Coffey is leading the way to Cocoa Beach and the big dog. Wamage, Our Power on the inside. Corach Rambler is following those, accompanied with Minella Trump, Capodanno on the outer, and then Rachel Blackmore and Ain't That a Shame on the long side. Les Milans, then away for the sea as they come to the canal turn. As they jump in, it's Mr. Coffey that leads the way to Cocoa Beach and the big dog as they approach Valentine's for the second time, and Mr. Incredible is unseated approaching it. And over Valentine's cricket is Mr. Coffey, touchdown out in front. He leads the way from Cocoa Beach and Wamage and the big dog. Then close up behind these in fifth is Our Power. These are then followed by Corach Rambler, the purple and yellow silks. Minella Trump took a big chance at that. Capodanno also made a mistake. Back on the lash has been pulled up before that fence. They now race towards the final open ditch.
Okay, Lucinda, so we've just left the second last fence behind us. We're going to the last. Now, at this point, what were you feeling? Because Corach hadn't actually got to the front yet. Mr. Coffey was still a couple of lengths ahead.
I know he was, and Derek's instructions were not to hit the front too soon. You know, this is a horse that enjoys putting himself up when he's in front. And in all my dreams and my nightmares beforehand, I had him jumping the last and then something coming back past him. But he got to the second last here, and I could see Corach. He suddenly puts his head down and takes off with Derek. And I was like, oh no, he's going to be in front any minute. And you see Derek trying to take a pull. How can you take a pull going to the last in the Grand National when, you know, you've got every chance of winning it? So he still was sitting just sort of alongside behind Mr. Coffey. And Nicky Henson's a great friend of mine, and I was thinking to myself, it's great. Mr. Coffey might win the National. At last, Nicky Henson's going to win the National. And then my own selfishness comes over, and I think, no, never mind about that. I want Corach to win.
Now, here they go towards the final fence in the Randox Grand National. Mr. Coffey is taken by Corach Rambler, and Corach Rambler has taken it up under Derek Foss from his second Mr. Coffey.
So we're now on the run to the line. We've passed the elbow. And this is quite an iconic part of the race in terms of Corach Rambler's success in it, because I would say about the head carriage that he has, he's looking at everything.
I know, that's why we were really worried about him hitting the front too soon. But actually, you know, he's really good. Derek's jumped the last. He hasn't picked his stick up. He's got to the elbow, and then he's gone to smack him. And you can see it's not really going to make much difference. So he puts the stick down, and he just rides him hands and heels. And you're right. You suddenly get that feeling of, oh, he's going to win the National.
Derek Fox for Lucinda Russell, the one for Arthur combination. They're going to win it.
And did you finally get that then? Did you have to wait until he passed the lollipop to have that feeling, or did you allow yourself to feel it on the run-in?
Oh, it's just amazing. So I'm hugging Scoo. We're just sobbing. That's all I can say. But it's it's the most amazing feeling. It's quite a light-headed, sort of out-of-body experience. I don't know what you can call it, but it's just a huge elation and pride. And then all I wanted to do was to come down and see the horse and pat the horse and say well done to Derek. And it's funny because you're sort of pushing past people. I've just won the National. It's just the most amazing feeling.
And did you feel in that moment, this is the pinnacle of any trainer's career right now? Do you allow that to sink in there and then, or does that take time?
I think because I'd won for Arthur before, I knew the enormity of it, and we half knew how it would feel afterwards, but you never believe that you can do it again. And it's just a fantastic feeling. It really is. It's gratitude, it's pride, and yeah, you do. I'm very proud of everything that we've created. It's not just me. I know it's my lame on the licence that sounds like I've trained him, but it's not. It's everyone at home, and it's just the whole feeling for them and the pride in them, and I hope that everyone else appreciates it as well.
And you say about Arthur then, of course, before winning it for you before. Now, it was an emotional build-up to the race last year as well, though. And was One for Arthur in your thoughts when Corach crossed the line?
Oh, very much. So One for Arthur had died just about 2 months before. And we actually brought his ashes here, and we sprinkled some with the racecourse's allowance. We sprinkled some just at the finishing post, and that was sort of about an hour before the race.
Wow.
So he was very much with us, and we always said that it's almost like he was passing the baton. He had to pass the baton on to Corach, and my goodness, he did it very well.
Unbelievable. That's incredible. Now, of course, Corach's back this year to try and retain his crown again then. How are you feeling?
Well, it's funny, I was talking to Stu about it. You know, I adore this horse. He's historical, he's made history already, he's won the Grand National. And in a way, the pressure should be off. But in my mind, I just want him to be safe, and I know that he's in great condition. I know that he's got the ability, and I know that he's jumped around the national fences. So maybe he can do it again this year. I don't know, if we have a clear run, who knows?
Well, from myself and everyone, I think we all want to wish you the best of luck in this year's race.
Thank you.